What is good, bro? Welcome to the video. I'm sitting here with my morning coffee and it is a very cold day out in Brooklyn today. It's about 44 degrees, but feels like 32. Believe it or not though, it's not quite as cold as it was yesterday. I don't know what the hell was going on, but we had super high winds and very cold temperatures. Definitely the coldest couple of days we've had so far this season. And it's not even close to winter yet. What is happening? I already walked Roddy. I also had my oatmeal and made my element drink. This is crucial for my workouts, which is actually what I want to talk about in today's vlog. The fifth in my brand new NYC lifestyle vlog series. I appreciate you coming along for the journey, bro. I'm gonna talk all about my New York City gym routine and how working out has changed my life. Now, we could start all the way back at the beginning, but we're not really gonna do that. Yes, the first gym I ever joined on my own was Planet Fitness in Gainesville. In Chicago, I was a member of the DePaul Ray Meyer gym. Now, let's rewind back to 2023, getting ready to move to New York City. Obviously, I need to find an apartment. Obviously, I need furniture. And obviously, I need to find a place where my ass can work out. Luckily, in the building that we ended up moving into, we have a gym in the building. It's in the basement. The problem was that gym flooded the third or fourth week we were here, so I was forced to join a gym. Well, luckily in Brooklyn, there's a gym that I had been visiting on our trips to New York City, and I had heard that they built a brand new location right here in Bushwick. So that's the one I ended up joining, and I have been a member ever since. Funny enough, my gym is now building a third Brooklyn location, but it probably won't be ready for quite a few months. And that's kind of the high level view of how I've kept my workouts going this whole time in New York City. It's what I do Monday through Friday. And in this vlog, I'm gonna talk all about how I work out, the supplements I take, and what I personally recommend, some lessons that I've learned along the way, training like an athlete on a day-to-day basis. So cheers, I'm gonna finish up this coffee, put my heavy coat on because it's cold outside, and we're gonna head over to the gym and get in this workout.
Like, yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah. I got the feeling we taking it all the way. I gotta get to the Hall of Fame. Been on the ground with a small delay. That's what it takes when you on your job. I'm working till everything fall in place. Like, nah, we not gonna fall today. Like, nah, we not gonna fall today. Like, oh, yeah, beanie up Scotty, we going up crazy. Yeah, me and my posse. When it's time to get it, we body to body. Cause bodies get left when we leave the party. Don't get me started.
All right, bro, we are back from the gym. Another incredible workout in the books. Today was legs and shoulders. And it's so cold outside. I did not think I'd be busting out the winter coat this early in the season, but here we are. At least it's not quite as windy as it was yesterday. I could hear that wind howling all day long, but today it was a little nicer. Still too cold for me to stop at a park and talk a little bit more to you guys about the topic of today's vlog, but hey. Later on in this vlog, I will be chatting a little bit more about my specific routine, what I've learned from it, and how I landed at that routine. But first up, I wanna talk supplements. This is everything that I add into my diet in order to maximize my hard work and recover faster. First off, I want to talk about Element. This is an electrolyte drink mix. It's known for keeping you salty. It's got potassium, magnesium, and sodium all rolled into one. I have a subscription to Element, and I've had one for about 2 years now. They come in these little packets like this. My personal favorite flavors are citrus salt, orange salt. They have a new lemonade salt, and then there's a grapefruit salt. That keeps me going through my workout. It helps out with recovery. As much as I love Gatorade, Element has been a much better solution for me. I love the way it tastes. It doesn't have any funky stuff, no weird artificial chemical ingredients. It's all pure salt, magnesium, and potassium. And it's a little salty for some people, but for me, absolutely perfect. Next up, I want to talk about protein. This is the big dog, right? You want to think about protein whenever you're lifting weights. It helps with muscle growth. It helps with recovery. In addition to carbohydrates and fats, you got to make sure that you're getting clean sources of protein. For me, that's mainly whole foods: chicken, fish, beef, pork, eggs. To add to those whole foods, I rely on my protein powder. Now, this is a whey protein isolate. It is 90% protein, which means there's really nothing that you don't need in this powder. I really love bulksupplements.com. Over the years, I've tried many different protein powders. I've gone with Naked, I've gone with Only What You Need. This has been my favorite because I don't care about flavors. I don't need chocolate or strawberry milkshake or cinnamon roll in my protein powder. That's because I typically add water, frozen fruits like bananas and berries, a little bit of maca powder sometimes, and then I scoop in yogurt for an additional source of protein. But sometimes I have errands to run after the gym, right? It's New York. There's always something going on. I might be going to FedEx, doing some groceries, or maybe even visiting the doctor. Who knows? On days when I have something to do right after the gym, I opt for the David bars. They've got all sorts of flavors. I found out about them because they are based here in New York and they were advertising all around the city. I have had a subscription to David bars. I currently don't have one. I do pick them up at Wegmans. I got these flavors right now. This is their seasonal pumpkin spice. It's very, very good. There's also a blueberry pie flavor. This is one of my favorites. And then the cinnamon roll flavor, all very good. As far as protein bars go, they're super tasty. I don't normally have protein bars because they've always tasted so bad, or now they put, 50 ingredients. You read the label and the text is that tiny because there's so much going on in that bar. So in addition to these supplements and my whole food diet, I add in some vitamins, herbs, and minerals, but we could talk about that in a different vlog. For now, I'm gonna make my smoothie, hop in the shower, and get back to work. I gotta edit a vlog. I just ate a couple of egg bites with some Tio Lupita hot sauce. Now I got my afternoon cup of coffee in my Texas mug. It's still steaming because I just made it. Now is the time of day where I sit down and I do all the work that is associated with being a full-time content creator. I've been a full-time YouTuber now for over 4 years. Started in Chicago, continued it over in New York City. At the end of summer 2024, I launched a brand new channel, my retro gaming channel. Started from nothing, grew that to over 8,500 subscribers where it sits now. As a full-time YouTuber, I wear many different hats. I'm a thumbnail designer, I'm a writer, I'm an editor, I'm a performer. I'm also a gamer on the other channel. This channel and the gaming channel, those are the two ones that my focus is really on right now. So sometimes I live stream, but today I have my birthday vlog to edit, which is actually going up tomorrow. I really haven't started editing this one. I've got some of the timeline laid out. I also have scheduled all of my shorts for the day on the gaming channel. And hopefully I can get this done within an hour or so. Back when I was doing food and travel videos, those would take me anywhere from 3 to 5 days of editing non-stop. Not that this is not a lot of work. I'm still grinding every day. I pretty much put in 12, 13-hour days every single day, including weekends. The gym is my rock. That's my constant. Through all the ups and downs of the NYC creator journey, the gym is always there for me and it just keeps me sane. Yes, I am trying to lose fat. I'm trying to put on muscle, but the baseline of what the gym gives me is just that normalcy. I'm gonna get a little editing done and we'll see how far we get in about an hour. All right, so after about an hour of editing, I am 50% done with the birthday vlog, I would say. I still have some time today. Worst case scenario, I could finish it up in the morning and still publish it that same day. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my specific NYC gym routine. I did mention that there is a gym in the basement that I used when we first moved here until it flooded. Then I signed up for my current gym. Of course, they cleaned up the flooding and everything like that. And it is a good gym. There's a squat rack, a cable machine, free weights, there's plates, a bench, cardio machines. In general, I really prefer to go to my gym. It's fully stocked, there's lots of room to move around, and it's just nice to get out of the house, especially when you're a full-time YouTuber. Anything to get me out of the house and out and about in New York is a good thing. However, I am still grateful that I have two options when it comes to the gym, because on days when I do cardio, usually I'll just pop downstairs and get in a 2 or 3 mile run on the treadmill. There are some days where the weather is really bad, or maybe I just don't feel like going all the way to my gym. So I will go downstairs and I can get in a pretty decent workout. But in terms of routine, I work out 5 days a week. That's 4 days of weightlifting and 1 day of cardio. The way I structure it is Monday, back and chest. So 3 chest exercises, 3 back exercises. On Tuesday, I'll do legs and shoulders. I emphasize quads. On Wednesday, I don't do any weightlifting, but I run 2 to 3 miles on the treadmill. On Thursday, it's upper body time again, everything except shoulders. I'll usually do 2 chest, 2 back, 1 bicep, and 1 tricep. Then on Friday, as I mentioned in my previous vlog, I do legs and shoulders again, but this time my leg workout is more hamstring focused. There was a time when I would only do one leg day a week, but since moving to New York City, I've really perfected my routine. I try to do 6 different exercises during my weightlifting sessions, 3 sets of each, and I time it on my G-Shock watch right here. This has been a godsend. 1 minute in between sets. This way I'm not guessing and I keep it consistent. I have a spreadsheet on my iPhone where I keep track of all of my lifts, the number of sets, the number of reps, and the weight that I do. This way I can easily track my progress. This is something that I was so against doing for many, many years, but now I know over months' time how much I'm making progress or potentially not making progress. In terms of the specific exercises that I do, those are pretty much the same every single week. I've landed on a group of exercises that I like. I try to mix it up. Free weights, cable machines, the machines where you load plates onto, and of course, cardio is a necessity. Now that is my ideal workout week, but in 2025, honestly, bro, I have not been as consistent as I would have liked to have been. Part of that is due to this NYC creator journey. I've been so focused on building my YouTube channels. There's a lot of freedom associated with that, but at the same time, it's a ton of work. I'll admit, there are some days where I'm like, I have so much work to do. I just do not have time to go to the gym. It's not often that I do that, but I will lean on that crutch from time to time, and I'm trying to get away from that. That's what I'm sharing with you guys. I'm not a fitness expert by any stretch, right? I have been working out consistently now for about a decade plus. There's still so much more that I have to learn. Let me know in the comments what you guys do for your workout routines. So in a nutshell, that's my New York City gym routine. Now I gotta get back to editing, and then I have to walk rowdy. Let me step back and put on my chef's hat because I'm doing a little bit of cooking, throwing down in our Brooklyn kitchen. I prepared some shrimp cocktail that's in the fridge right now getting cold. I used the poaching liquid that I made the last time I cooked shrimp cocktail. I also have some chicken breast marinated over here. I'm gonna pop that in the oven. Now I did want to take a little bit of time to give you some of the lessons that I've learned over the 10+ years that I've been seriously working out. First and foremost, I know a lot of people struggle with this, motivation. Now, motivation is not always gonna come. You just have to get in the gym or get on a walk or a run, and the motivation will come after. The biggest thing that'll be on your side once you have workouts in the books is momentum. If I happen to miss a few workouts for whatever reason, I'm not always as motivated to get back in there. One step at a time, right? First you put on your gym clothes, then your gym shoes, then you pick up your keys. 1 rep turns into 2 reps, turns into a complete workout. And before you know it, you're right back in the groove. I really believe in strength training combined with cardio, not one or the other. Absolutely do not skip leg day. And if you can, do 2 leg days in a week. Ever since I switched over to that type of routine, I've noticed a lot more gains overall and just feeling good, you know what I mean? Injuries are a part of it. I have dealt with shoulder issues. I've dealt with runner's knee. I work through it, right? If my shoulder's feeling a little tender, which it hasn't, thankfully, in about a year or so, then I will adjust my workout. If I need to do a little bit more stretching, a little bit more warming up or cooling down or whatever, I make sure I do that. Also, I track my lifts so that I'm not going in the gym trying to lift something that's way too heavy for me. I look at what I did the previous session. Regardless of how careful you might be, injuries will happen. Just don't, let it get you down, and try to minimize that when possible by warming up, doing a weight that's appropriate. Also, don't go too light, because if you go too light, you're not really gonna do anything in the gym. You're not gonna accomplish anything, and you also leave yourself open to injury. When it comes to getting sick, the flu, we all get that. There are a couple of philosophies. Some people recommend that you just rest and sleep it off. Personally, I like to get in a workout or 2, even if I have the flu. Now, I won't go into a crowded gym, but I'm lucky to have a home gym where no one else is gonna be around and I can still get in a little bit of exercise or a run. Let me know in the comments what you're personally trying to improve in the gym or on the running track or whatever it might be. I would really like to hear your thoughts. Now, I'm gonna get back to cooking. I appreciate you watching, bro. Make sure you finesse that like button and subscribe to the page for more content just like this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.